special. Please show some love to the one and only Saloni and her wonderful band.
We're catching up with you a few months after your BBC Big Weekend performance in Luton.
Yeah.
Before we jump into it, can you give our audience a mini intro to yourself and your music?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Saloni. I'm a singer-songwriter. I was born and brought up here in the UK, but I'm also South Asian. My parents are from India, so I hold that heritage quite close to my heart. And so a lot of the music that I make is a mix of the two. I always say that I'm not just British, I'm not just South Asian, I'm actually a mix of the two. And so I bring that together in my covers and my originals, and that's like my brand. That's who I am, it's my identity, and that's the music that I make.
So bringing it back to BBC Big Weekend, it was the first time you played with a band.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the day?
Yeah, of course. So it was the first time I played live at a festival with a band. I've done it before at BBC Maida Vale, so recorded sort of environments, but not live. And so it was really nice, like, you know, prepping for it. We had like months of preparation to kind of perform together, kind of gel well together. All of my originals. I've done live bands, covers and everything before, but this is the first time doing originals together. So it was a different experience considering I usually perform with backing tracks. And so it was really nice to have that like live element of music and performing to such a prestigious crowd. BBC Big Weekend is a huge thing, so honoured to have performed, and it was an amazing experience.
Can you tell us a bit about the support that BBC have given you from the start to where you are now?
Since 2021, so last 3 years, I've had a lot of support from them. I think they first recognised me from a mashup that I did that went viral on TikTok called Their Scene Wantinti. So it was a mix of Love Wantinti and 3 other South Asian songs. And they were doing this around the map sort of thing where they would go to each introducing show around the country and choose 3 top South Asian artists from that area. So for me, it was Danny Fulbrook on BBC introducing 3 counties, which Beds, Herts and Bucks. I'm from Bucks, and so he brought that to Jasmine Tacker with my song, and ever since then Jasmine has been on the go supporting me, which has been absolutely amazing. Honor was a huge part of that as well, and she's been supporting me since the get-go, and so it was really nice to have them support me, and they still are. And ever since that mashup, I've been releasing original music of like the British Asian scene, so bringing together English and South Asian language onto like pop R&B sort of beats. BBC have playlisted all of them, well, most of them, especially after Legacy, which was my first one in my mother tongue Telugu. So ever since then they've been playlisting me. My recent one got A-list playlist. So BBC have been a huge part of it. And recently I've also got like a development sort of package from BBC and PRS, which is absolutely amazing.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Packages. Okay. Of your BBC Big Weekend, was there a particular song that you really enjoyed performing?
Ooh. That is a tough one. I'd say Nee Gundellounna, just because I hadn't performed that live with an acoustic band since it went viral, and usually I do it with like a backing track, and it was nice. And I remember I literally saw Jasmine's face to Shreddy, how she was just like, oh my god, it's that song. And so it was really nice seeing that, and other people kind of recognizing the song in the crowd, so that was definitely one to remember.
Awesome.
But I know you're the one. What you could do me?
Since that performance, you have released 2 tracks, one of which we got to hear live.
Yes.
And even though at that time you would only release teasers, there were people in the crowd already singing along.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about both these singles?
Yeah, of course. So the one that you're talking about is Chal Soniya, and that was a track that I released with the legendary Punjabi singer H. Thami. And what I'd done, I'd mashed it up with iconic garage singles. Chal Soniya was a garage track, so we're bringing back UK Punjabi garage tracks. And so I'd combined 2 iconic ones that I was inspired by to make Chal Soniya. Soniya. So one was Aja Mahi, which is an iconic Punjabi garage track, and the other one was Ladbroke Grove. And so those ones have like been huge parts of each side of the world, like the British side, but also my Indian side. And so bringing those together with my original felt amazing. And again, like just see people like singing along, vibing to it, that was amazing. And I think obviously the fact that I teased it before, it was like, it's a repetitive sort of chorus, so people were able to like sing along, and it was a catchy tune.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. And the next track, which I recently released, is Rani. It's something very different to what I usually do. I didn't tease that at Big Weekend because we hadn't even made it by then. But this one is quite a big tune. It's out of my comfort zone in the sense that it's not a genre that I usually do, because it's like hip hop and my genre is usually pop R&B. And so doing this really pushed me out of my comfort zone. But when I heard the beat, I just knew it was like I just knew it was the one for something that, that's part of a bigger picture. And so I collaborated with Farouk Audio, who's known for his iconic mashups and mixes and stuff. And yeah, it was really nice bringing that to life. Rani translates to Queen in Hindi, and that's literally the essence that I wanted to bring across with that track. Just, Queen, bad bee sort of vibes.
And are you excited to perform that live at some point?
Yes, at some point. Very excited too.
So what I've noticed is like from your collaborations, whether artists you collaborate with, your outfits, your makeup, even your band, they're all South Asians. What does it mean to you to be able to work with others from our community to bring your artistry to life?
Yeah, 100%. I try really hard to, big up our South Asian community, because there's so much talent in our community that either isn't recognized or just isn't, pushed enough. So I want to bring that into all my work. So usually any videographers that I have are South Asian, any music producers, people that I collab with, like jewelry companies or outfit companies. I just try to collaborate with as many South Asians as I can, just to, big up our culture. There's so much talent here in the UK especially. So bringing that together is a big part of, me doing the music that I love. With that being said, I do collaborate with other people as well, but I think the key focus is on the South Asian community.
Last year, around the time of Big Weekend,
Yeah.
You did a Q&A for Asian Tones, and one of the questions relates to one of your goals for the future, in which at that point you said you wanted to build a strong base and platform where your audience can connect and relate to you. We've seen your journey over the last year really blow up. Do you feel like in yourself that you're well on your way to achieving that now?
Yeah, 100%. I think, I'm not sure if by that point I did release Legacy. By that point, obviously BBC Big Weekend didn't happen, Wembley Arena didn't happen. So all of these big things, big achievements have happened since then. Oh yeah, I don't think I released Nee Gundellounna by that point. So that was obviously one of my biggest tracks. And I think that connection of community and reaching wider audience has really happened. I know I brought in a huge fan base when I released Nee Gundellounna, because I collaborated with a Bangla artist called Bilal Shahid. And the Bangla community have been absolutely insane. Everyone's hopped on, not just that track, but also following my journey since. And supported me throughout any shows, any other releases that I've done since. So that's been a huge thing. And I continue to build an audience. I'm not saying, I've built that audience. There's a huge, huge way to go. So I'm continuing to connecting with different communities as we go. And I love doing it. So looking forward to do more of it.
So we're going to wrap up now with 3 quick fire questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, based on your journey, what is one piece of advice you would give for new artists?
Definitely just keep striving for your dream, because if you like it, then it's always worth it. Even if it doesn't go the way that you want it to, there's a reason for that to happen. And I faced so many situations where it didn't go the way that I wanted to, but it actually worked out in more in my favor than it would have. Something that was a knock-on effect and actually worked out for the better. So just trust the process, and as long as you love to do it, just keep doing it.
Number 2, over your discography, you have spanned numerous South Asian dialects. Am I correct that it's 10?
Different languages, yeah.
What is one that you haven't done yet that you really want to do?
Ooh. Probably Sinhalese. Like I've heard a few songs. I mean, obviously everyone knows Mani Ke Mange Hai. I really like that song, but it sounds like something that would roll off my tongue well. So I want to do a song in that language.
Awesome. Okay, and then to wrap us up, can you give us any sneak peeks of what we can expect for the rest of this year?
So I have an EP coming out. Rani was actually the first title track of that EP. It was the first tease of it, and the EP is coming out in October. It's got a few different tracks, kind of representing my identity of being a British Asian. And so I hope you guys enjoy that one.
Thank you so much for your time and insight into your journey, and
Thank you.
we wish you the best